Alright, so I got some rust stains on the concrete. This is from a steel planter pot that was used, so we're going to try to clean this up. I'm using Singerman Laboratories concrete rust remover. It says for every cup of water to use 3 tablespoons of the remover. This is a measuring cup for cough syrup. It's 30 milliliters, so that's about 2 tablespoons. So with 2 cups of water, if I put 3 of these in the water, that will give me my concentration. One, 2, 3. This is just a pen with the contents removed. I'm going to use this to stir it around. It says to stir it around thoroughly and then use it immediately. Now it says to wait 15 minutes and then wash it away. Alright, so it's been about 15 minutes and it does look a heck of a lot better, but there's still definitely some spots on here that don't just move around. So this product did say that you can let it sit on for longer if needed, and you can also scrub if needed, and you can apply a second coat if needed. So I'm just going to do a little bit of scrubbing. This is a nylon tipped bristle brush. Alright, so I'm going to let that sit for a little while longer and we'll come back to it. So it's been another 15 minutes and we're definitely still making progress. It's kind of interesting because it's going to a greenish color. Still there. Now this product says that it loses half of its effectiveness after 4 hours. So I'm going to just kind of mix it around one more time. We'll let it sit, see if we can't get any more. So it's been an hour. Oh. So where I left these big chunks, it really ate up the rust right there. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that this has, I'm not going to get any more out of this batch, so I'm going to wash this off and we'll see what we get. Alright, so this is what we're looking at. There is kind of a milky look to where this was. I think that might be just because of how long I let it sit there. So it was there for about an hour and a half. But it also could have just removed a bunch of stain from the rest of the concrete too. So it might be better to just do 15 minutes and then maybe another 15 minutes and then clean it off. But the rust is significantly diminished. So I think I'm going to do one more pass and we'll see what happens. So I've given it about 30 minutes to dry, and what I notice is that the only places where rust is still left is actually where it's managed to pit into the concrete. So this rust has actually been sitting here long enough to do enough damage to like etch out the concrete. Now I've had this house for about 5 months. This rust has probably been sitting here for years. So all the surface rust is gone. So if all you had was like a fairly fresh layer of rust on there, it would already be gone. But since this has been sitting here so long, I'm going to use this wire brush. Normally I would not use this on concrete because it can mark it up and damage it, but since this is already pitted, I'm not too worried about it. So for the next layer I'm going to use this. Alright, so I'm going for the same dilution. Got 2 cups of water, 6 tablespoons of the rust remover. I removed the welcome mat, and I see this on here, so I'm going to see if I can do some work on here too. The place where the planters were is just marginally better. So pretty much everything that I could get, I got in that first coat. So not perfect, but definitely considerably better. Alright, this is what we got left. So what I did see before, which I thought were rust spots, was actually just little pits of, I'm guessing, the new or fresher cement underneath it that was covered up by rust. So as soon as the water dried, that all just kind of disappeared. There is still a few pieces right here, which I'm sure are just pieces that I neglected. So if I put another layer on top of here, I would bet that that would all go away. But this looks good enough, honestly, that I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to have to go over here with a pressure washer to kind of clean all this up. But the rust is pretty much gone. And here's where I had that zigzag pattern, so all that's disappeared too.